Thomas does the thing. On the island of Sodor, all the engines love generic introductions. They huff and puff fastly and firmly. They hoot and they toot, they whistle and whoop. They are friendly, helpful, and very special. One morning, Thomas was at Tim's sheds when the Fat Controller arrived. Today is a day of the arbitrary event, Thomas. I have yet another special for you. But it's not just any special, it's a special, he said. You must collect an entire truck full of cakes for who else? The children. Steam straight into the station. And I swear to God, if you this up, I will send you to the smelters to be melted in ring. Yes, sir, said Thomas, and seemed away. Thomas puffed to Brandon Docks because that's where you pick up a cake. Cranky was ready to load the last cake onto the truck. How many lucky people are attending this event? There's got to be at least 100 cakes in here. You could end world hunger with the ingredients wasted on shit. Thomas was excited. Hurry up, Cranky. I want to deliver my special. Do you have any semblance of patience, you incompetent? I'm almost done. But Thomas didn't want to wait. He steamed out of the dock before Cranky could load the last cake. Thomas puffed proudly through the countryside. The same 5 children as usual clapped and cheered as he steamed by. I'll be really useful by delivering the cake. I won't screw it up. My life's at stake, he said to no one in particular. He's never been the same since he came back from the work, sighed the driver. Thomas came to a junction. One track led straight to the event. The other track went to... Hold on. Let me look at where the dirt landed. Maithwaite Station. Then, an idea flew into Thomas's funnel, the only place ideas can fly into. If I take the track to Maithwaite, everyone will see me, and I can share my special with everyone. Oh God, here we go again, said the fireman. So Thomas didn't go straight to the event and took the track to Maithwaite. Thomas came to Maithwaite Station. The passengers clapped and cheered. The train hadn't shown because it was busy being the plot of another half-baked episode. Any train was better than none. Percy was there playing the mail because that's the only job he has, right? Thomas was excited. Percy, would you like some cakes for my special? Thomas, you know we're locomotives, right? We can't eat, we don't have stomachs. I'm afraid I have to say no. With a pistol on his lamp iron, Thomas forced his driver and fireman at gunpoint to unload some of the cakes for Percy anyway. Goodbye, Percy. Enjoy the cake, said Thomas and steamed away. Thomas clickety-clacked along the track. I'll be really useful by delivering the cakes. I won't screw it up. My life's at stake, he said again, still talking to no one. The driver and fireman simply tried to ignore him. Later, Thomas saw Henry stopped at a signal. He was pulling uber-realistic rolling stock because the modelers and Nitrogen Studios got bored again. Henry, would you like some cakes for my special? Henry was surprised. But engines don't eat, Thomas. But Thomas didn't listen. He again forced his driver and fireman to unload some cakes for Henry, this time firing a shot into the air for intimidation. You're welcome, Henry. Enjoy the cakes. And Thomas puffed on. Thomas chuffed cheerfully down the track. I'll be really useful by delivering the cakes. I won't screw it up. My life's at stake. By this time, the driver and fireman had both put on noise-canceling headphones to drown out his rambling rhymes. Then Thomas pulled in into Arlesdale End. Location consistency? What's that? Toby was in the set, just kind of, Ivan. Toby, would you like some cakes for my special? Toby was concerned, but engines... In a millisecond, the driver and fireman already unloaded more cakes and were back in the cab, afraid Thomas would actually shoot them this time. Goodbye, Toby, Thomas said and puffed away. Finally, Thomas arrived at the arbitrary event. In the opposite of usual Nitrogen Studios fashion, the place was more densely populated than China. Sir Topham was on the platform. He was very cross. Thomas, where are all the cakes? The trunk is empty, he boomed. Thomas gasped. The cakes, like my will to live, were gone. I'm sorry, sir. I wanted to share my special with all my special friends on this special island, Thomas steamed sadly. Then another idea flew into Thomas's funnel. Oh, God. I can go back to Burnham Docks and get the last cake. Don't worry, sir. I pulled this right. And away he whistled like the wind, while the Fat Controller began to search for a scrap dealer in the crowd. Thomas whooshed back to Burnham Docks. He waited patiently as Cranky loaded the last cake onto his trunk. Then he puffed and puffed, puffed and pulled as fast as his pistons could pump back to the arbitrary event. This time, when anyone asked to have a piece of Thomas's cake, he'd scald them with boiling hot steam and leave them to writhe in disfigured agony. When he arrived, all 2,000 plus children cheered for his lone cake. Everyone got one single crumb of cake. The Fat Controller smiled, hiding the money from the scrap dealer in his pocket. Well done, Thomas. You are a really useful engine, he said, with undeserving praise. Thomas beamed, instantly forgetting whatever lesson this episode was trying to teach. The end. Can I get my paycheck now, please? I don't want to live in this apartment forever.